Alright guys, we are back for another Dokkan battle video. So along with LR Jiren, we got a couple of sub-EZAs. We looked at a couple of the characters, the skinny shape-up Majin Buu, who seems like he's pretty solid. We looked at the Piccolo, the Universe 6/7 Piccolo, who again, also seemed fairly solid. Now today we can look at this Android 18. Now people have told me she is very busted, and I mean, you could definitely see how things could work out very well for her. I mean, if we just flip over real fast, this is always like a dominant super attack effect. So it's like, I know for a fact her defense could get to absolutely ludicrous, insane levels with that. And I mean, she has damage reduction in here, provided we have Battle of Wits on the turn, right? Now, there are some Battle of Wits characters on Reps of Universe 7, which kind of feels like where we would want to use her. I mean, I guess to be fair, like, as Rep of Universe 7, it's just an extra additional she gets. You could live without that. I mean, I do think that just provided you have the Battle of Wits restriction. I mean, this 18, let's take a look at the categories here. I mean, there's no reason she couldn't potentially be really good on, like, Peppy Gals, Android, Worthy Rival, Bond of Parent and Child, right? Like, you know, sibling bond. I mean, this 18, plus if we back out, we have the 17. By the way, I now have decided I absolutely hate this screen. I feel like this is less effective for me recording these videos, because obviously the team we're using here is the one at the top. But before, I could just have the one team we're using displayed on the whole screen, not this shit. And don't worry about the Universe 11 team down there, man. We're looking at the top team. I hate this screen, dude. But this guy, right? I mean, the two as a pair potentially could work. I mean, turn one, this guy, we're going to use this guy in the showcase, and then we're going to give him his own video as well, where we go over him in depth. But obviously, I'm going to use both in the same video, because 17 is also on Battle Wits right here, along with 17 and Golden Frieza. The Piccolo is as well. We could easily run him, but in order to... Piccolo is not on TEQ Goku's leader skill, is kind of the thing here. TEQ Goku leads Universal Survival Saga, Realm of Gods, and Entrusted Will. Int Piccolo is not on any of the three. If we want to have Int Piccolo on the team, we have to use the shitty Int 17-18. I say shitty because if they get pressured at all, they potentially could fold against the big boss normals. So that's no good. Lastly, let's go and take a look at the build I gave Android 18. I just went for kind of like a mix of like dodge and additional right here. I wasn't really too stressed. I mean, I don't know. I feel like this will work fine right here. Just kind of like this build right here. You know, dodge or additional. I mean, maybe raw defense could help. I think she's going to potentially have just a huge amount of defense. So I think, again, raw defense could potentially be pretty good for her. So let's just go ahead and hop into an event and see how effective remember, I refer to these types of characters as sub-EZA because they're definitely like on the same par with the sub-EZA level characters, even though they do technically have their own EZA event. I mean, I've explained it before, yeah. Alright guys, we are here in an event. I do love the new God event stages. They're not like supremely mega hard, but they're very reasonable. I think, in particular, I think they're great. Like, for the rest of 2024, I think these are going to be prime showcase stages. So, we're probably going to be rocking it in here. Alright, so we start out right here. We have 17 on rotation with her, which is obviously very good. If we take a look at the links Android 18 has got, we're going to be looking pretty solid. So we have Android Assault, Twin Terrors, The Innocents, Battlefield Diva, Infinite Energy, Tournament of Power, and Shattering the Limit. I'm just curious. So we're at like 272, 236. Let's do this. Yeah, at 239, 177. So, I mean, those links, that's the thing about some of these Android characters, you know, these Tournament of Power Android characters and stuff like that, is they certainly do have way better stats once we've got kind of like this going. By the way, I did bring like a friend Jiren. There's really no difference between us running TEQ Goku and Jiren. As long as we have the 5 Rep of Universe 7 characters for Team Universe 7, which we do, this is going to be fine, right? These are their 200% leader skills. I would really... I mean, Gamma 2, LR Physical Ultimate Gohan, and the STR Carnival Goku are played out at this point. But obviously, TEQ Goku, Jiren, and 1718 are more realistic options, but mainly TEQ Goku and Jiren, right? So, all right, let's just run this first turn. We want to get Android 18 as many orbs as possible. She does create her own orbs. 17 needs orbs as well. Let's hit that. Let's hit this, and let's see how we're going to go ahead and do right here. Let's see how 18 does. All right, so 18, now, she gets 50% defense when receiving an attack. So it's like when that comes up, plus she gets additional supers like this is where she's going to start to look really, really crazy, right? Because Android 18, her super attack effect, she gets, wow, okay, nice. 3 already. She gets 50% attack, supreme damage, and then the 50% defense for 6 turns. Oh, AoE super attack. This is the first time I've seen him do it. We do have a decent rotation with her. 17 could dodge, yep. And then UI Goku could dodge as well. Yep, perfect. Perfect, dude. Perfect. Yeah, Moscow, this stage opens with an AoE super. Pretty scary. You know, characters that are, like, new or good or whatever, I mean, they certainly will be effective to handle this shit. But still can be very scary, right? AoE super attack, just kind of like turn 1. Definitely a real problematic thing we might potentially have to deal with. Okay, so on this next turn, Team Universe 7, I believe they were in slot 7. So I probably could actually get away with running them in slot 1. Remember, their super attack is a 2-turn support buff. That Team Universe 7 character is very, very good. Oh, yeah! We got 4 attacks from UI Goku. Yeah. So against an AoE enemy, Tech UI Goku could get 4 attacks. It's something he can only do against an AoE enemy, but it's pretty sick, right? So, because UI Goku, he has his regular attack, then he has an additional in slot 2 or 3. He gets a guaranteed additional super if he dodges in the turn, and then you can get the Hidden Potential System additional. But you can only get, you know, all 4 if there's an AoE enemy, which we saw right there. Okay, so we can put Jiren in slot 1, standby Jiren. Well, no, I guess I don't really want to do that, huh? Nah. Let's do this. Okay. I mean, well, here's the thing. Moscow, I mean, we have him debuffed. If he super attacks anyway, he's probably going to slap up Team Universe 7. But don't worry, we do have Team Universe 7 with 30 dodge or whatever, so... Okay, good. Because I did want Jiren in slot 2 with his standby. So now we're going to see 18 with much better stats next turn. Because she did a couple of super attacks, so she built up her passive a little bit. Team Universe 7, 2-turn support. And then Jiren is also going to have 2-turn support as well. Alright, well, one of the worst things we can have happen, unfortunately, is a boss have a sliver of HP. 17 and Golden Frieza, oh, they'll definitely kill, right? 17 and Golden Frieza. It is crazy how good, like, this team we're running should be really, really, really good. And it's just, like, if we have, like, no new summonable units. I mean, oh, I guess we do have 2, UI Goku and Jiren. The friend Jiren kind of doesn't count as much, or you guys get what I'm saying, but, yeah, okay. Alright, so we got a ton of orbs for 18. What is 18's stats right here? 661. Okay. Let's just quickly go over some of the things that 18 is doing. So again, we already talked about her really good super attack effect. And last turn, we had many super attacks, so it's going to be crazy. Understand how broken she is. That 50% defense when receiving an attack is really quite powerful. I mean, that, I think, is what turns her defense into the level of the sun. I think right there. I think that's a big part of it. She gets 180% attack and even start a turn. She changes physical key spheres to tech key spheres. 30% attack and defense per key sphere obtained. Okay, let's go ahead and do this. All right, so let's see what she's going to look like now. She's up to 1.4 million, huh? I mean, okay. So, I mean, 1.4 million raw defense is still effective. Like, remember, like, it's still an effective level. Some of the big boss normals can damage you, but, like, it's definitely an effective level. But here's the thing. She has the 50% defense when receiving an attack, and she has 35% damage reduction. So, yeah, she seems quite good. Pretty broken, actually. She has a 30% chance to crit. she gets 18% chance to crit per rainbow key sphere, up to 50%. So she get 3 rainbow key spheres. Yeah, okay. I mean, so she has a ton of crit in there. She has an additional that has a high chance to be a super if there's another rep of Universe 7 ally in the turn. Then she gets 35% damage reduction when there's a Battle Wits category ally. I mean, guys, that's quite a lot. She's got a lot of shit going on. All right, Catella doesn't debuff, does he? That's the only thing about these stages I need to be cautious about, is I would hate for a boss to debuff us. All right, so her damage isn't the craziest, but that doesn't really matter so much when she's rocking 2 million defense. Well, she's probably way over 2 million defense right here, right? But like 2 million defense with damage reduction as like just like a sub EZA TEQ. That's a hit of Intense System additional normal right there. Yeah, I mean, understand these bosses in here. I mean, these Gods of Destruction are not that weak. Like Catella, he supers for 1.7. He does. We dodged it. That's so good. Oh my god, dude. The reason I care is because Catella lowers your attack and defense by 20%. So by dodging Catella's super right there, we dodge his debuffs. So his debuffs did not hit us because we dodged them. Yeah, and I mean, his damage is 1.7 million. I mean, Android 18 had higher just raw defense than that. Plus, she had damage reduction. So, seems pretty interesting, actually. Not gonna lie. She seems to be quite, good. I think that's the way I would word it is, she seems quite, powerful. Quite good, quite good. Here, let's just skip to the next turn here. Alright, guys, we're gonna have a very saucy turn right here. Again, hopefully Catella doesn't slap us with a debuff, but 17 orbs. We have Jiren support. We have Team Universe 7 support. Okay, so, I mean, bro. I don't... Okay. So we had all those tech orbs, right? It's very possible that we just get bad luck with orbs. But the thing is, with this team, Jiren does not struggle for key. TEQ Goku does not struggle for key. The other Jiren doesn't struggle for key. Team Universe 7 doesn't really struggle for key. Golden Frieza 17 don't struggle for key. I don't know. I mean, this 17 right here, he also wants a lot of key spheres. And he also wants rainbow key spheres because he gets dodge with rainbow key spheres. I mean, 18 needs orbs, but the thing is, she creates her own orbs, but like a character, well, I mean, she doesn't specifically need tech orbs though. She just needs orbs. She seems really good. She seems like really strong. Her attack stats are not really that crazy, but it doesn't matter when like she's at the level, like depending upon what our super attacks are right here. This hit him intense system initial super right here. Like she's legitimately at a level right here where like she could like live like potentially like Goku and Frieza's super, I think. Like it's like close. Like she's like really, huh. Yeah, okay. Sure. She seems very good. Alright. Let's continue. Let's continue. So, what we could do here now is we could pop TEQ Goku's domain, right? We could transform with Jiren. My worst fear could certainly happen right here, though, which, again, is that we get the boss with a sliver of HP. Hopefully that doesn't happen. We could transform into full power Jiren right here. Then with the other Jiren, we could transform into this. Okay. Alright, well, let's see how we do on this turn. Should be a pretty interesting turn. You guys know what I could do, by the way. We could just save all those orbs. We don't need them. Look, 24 key, and he's got a lot of orbs, so we just save the damn near full field of orbs. Again, I'm pretty concerned, though, about Sidra hanging in here. Nah, maybe he'll be okay. Hopefully TEQ Goku doesn't crit too much, I guess. But, all right, I guess, I mean, Jiren and TEQ are going to be attacking for a little bit. We'll just skip to 18's next turn here. But, I mean, we're, like, running a team build like this. I mean, Jiren does potentially create a ton of orbs. I mean, he doesn't always need all of them. I mean, in his standby, we could certainly give him, you know, his full barrage of orbs. So he has 100% damage reduction and stuff like that. But, All right, yeah. All right, we did finish the boss off, so we didn't have the full nasty field. Okay, yeah. I mean, we've got a bunch of tech orbs right here. All right, well, let's. So I mean, every single turn, if we're getting 11 orbs, I mean, she's gonna be looking to be in a good spot. So she's at 800k. We hit that, and what is she gonna jump up to now? 1.77, sure. Let's get well, I guess I was gonna say let's get Rainbow Orbs with Team Universe 7 because they'll get support. But we didn't have a ton of Rainbow Orbs right there. All right, well, I mean, there we go, guys. There's Android 18. Understand that with the defensive levels we're consistently seeing from her here, I mean, she is gonna be tanking double normal. God damn it, she's gonna be tanking like every boss, like this. Like that's the damage they're gonna be doing to her. They've made her, she is a defensive juggernaut. I mean, she is going to want a lot of orbs, yeah, but she does create orbs. And on Repsiv Universe 7, the thing is, this is not, or I guess Universe Rival Saga we're running, this is not like a key orb hungry team, though. I mean, you know, Team Universe 7 does want some rainbow orbs, but like, you know, Jiren, I mean, he's not, like my point is, it shouldn't be too tough to kind of maneuver the orbs and save them. It's not like we're running one of those teams where, you know, we just need so much key or so many orbs for so many other characters. So, yeah, Android 18 seems very good. Very ridiculous. Again, understand, like, her defensive ability is, like, above the 3 million super bosses, guys. Right? Like, people cope for 23rd World Tournament Goku, and it's like, after someone on the team dies, and he gets hit 57 times, his defensive level is 1 million defense with guard, which is good enough to get one shot. Not actually. Yeah, most of the time, I think, and he's going to be taking like 600k plus. He could live, but, I mean, you're going to eat like 600k plus. But like 18 is kind of like at a level above that, like pretty fast. I mean, I guess you would need her to get her additionals. Like, so in this video, we had good luck. But, I mean, if she goes super normal every turn, which is, because her built-in additional is a high chance to super, and the hidden potential system is also a high chance to super. So, it's like she could just double normal every single turn, and, like, she'll be effective, but not quite the super busted level we're at now. I mean, it's this super attack effect, that 50% defense for 6 turns like that, it's just so crazy. I mean, it's a really, really, really crazy ability she's got. Alright, guys, so let's go ahead and take a look at Android 18's stats. Again, this is a real baddie right here. That's exactly what this Android 18 is, man. She's pretty good. Alright, so let's jump over here. Oh, right, this is a character that's, hold on one sec. Nah, okay, the subtitles and stuff are the same. Okay, so this is an unlimited Android Assault, Android 18. Her leader skills, Tech Type Key 3 and 100% to stats. Super attack is the Excel Dance, which gives her 50% attack for 1 turn, supreme damage to the enemy, and then 50% defense for 6 turns. That is a huge aspect of her kit right there, that defense for 6 turns. Her passive skill, Strong Family Love. She gets 180% attack and defense at the start of turn. She changes physical key spheres to tech key spheres. She gets 30% attack and defense per key sphere obtained. She gets 50% defense when receiving an attack. She gets a 30% chance to crit. She gets 18% crit per rainbow key sphere obtained, up to 50% crit. She gets an additional that has a high chance to be a super if there's another rep of Universe 7 ally in the turn. And then finally, she gets 35% damage reduction if there's another Battle of Wits ally in the same turn as well. Then her link set is Android Assault, Twin Terrors, The Innocence, Battlefield Diva, Infinite Energy, Turn Up Power, and Shattering the Limit. I remember when she came out when she got her awakening. So she came out in UI Goku's Dokkan Awakening. Like she was, because her SSR is is, yeah, this right here. This is from, is it from the intro or the ending? It might be from the, it's from one of the two. That art of Android 18. It's from either the intro for the Universal Survival Saga or one of those endings. And then she got her awakening for Golden Week. That was when Evolution Blue Vegeta came out, and then STR Jiren got his Dokkan awakening. So pretty cool, pretty cool. Again, these are the 200% leader skills for. We already showed that. Here's her best linking partners. I mean, we could run the 17 and 18, sure. Obviously, there's the 17. I mean, we had a lot of characters that were able to support her here, so it's fine, including Team Universe 7, stuff like that. 12 key multiplier, 140%, sure. So, I mean, the one thing I would say, her damage was definitely, I think, like, I mean, for the most part, basically just kind of, like, bad. But I don't know that that really matters too much. She was so defensive. I think that's going to be the most important thing. I think the defensive level we saw from this character was so good. So, then her categories. I mean, she does need orbs, and she does need to hit her super attacks, and she does want a Battle Wits ally for damage reduction, a Rep Universe 7 ally, you know, to get one of her additionals. But I do think that this is the way I describe it, is a floor-raising character. Android 18 could potentially raise the floor of some of your categories, right? So like Peppy Gals, you know, I think that this 18 is certainly potentially good enough to run. Universal Survival Saga, I mean, we're not going to need her here. It's just the team is so good. You have so many options you could run. I mean, 18 is probably better than like STR UI Goku, I guess, but like, I mean, remember STR UI Goku, I mean, it's just depending upon your luck. You could just dodge everything. I mean, think about all of the real options you have on the Universal Survival Saga team, right? Then she's also on the Android team. I mean, no doubt about it, she would be very effective for the Android team. The Android team basically doesn't exist. It's weird. 21, I mean, she is gonna, she's very mid at this point. 21 just ended up being kind of like a bit of a sad release, I think. It's a lot of times those characters at the end of the year can be very hit or miss. I mean, sometimes we have Orange Piccolo, and then other times we have these characters like, I don't know, STR Kid Buu and Physical Super Saiyan 3 Goku are just like worthless overnight practically, right? So it's, you gotta, that global players, you gotta be very careful about that, because now that the sync is gonna happen, you know, these characters in October, November, December, man, like they can age out really fast sometimes. So there's androids. Yeah, I'm gonna have to, like, once the sync happens, I feel like I gotta make a video just kind of going over, like, okay, like, here's what you could expect from, like, this character's power level and how they might fall off, blah, blah, blah. All right, here's Reps Universe 7, which, you know, remember, she does have a restriction for this. Not the biggest deal ever. The good news is that there are several characters on here who are really broken, right? And characters that don't have restriction, like, 17 and Golden Frieza, like, they don't have any restrictions at all. And that character would activate both of 18's restrictions. 18 is also on, nope, not this one. 18 is on Sibling Bonds category right here. You know, she definitely will be a help over here for sure. 18 is on the Worthy Rival category team as well. You know, nice to get more options for that. Android 18 is over on the Battle of Wits category as well. That's where one of her restrictions are. She certainly is a nice addition to this team. Then she's on the Bond of Parent and Child. I'm waiting for this to get a new, like, leader skill, man. Please, dude. She's also on the Superhero category team. Again, more busted characters for Superhero. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. And then finally, she is on the Tournament Participants category team. So there we go. There's a sub EZA Android 18. This is a bad bitch right here. She seems really good for, like, just like an EZA TUR character. I mean, if I would just look at it, I mean, even if I would compare, like, to the EZA Dokkan Fest TURs, I mean, is she... I mean, she's not better than Tech Ultimate Gohan, is she? I don't know. I mean, because it's... like, she would kind of... I feel like she's in range with those characters, at least. Tech Gohan, Exchange Buu, Tech Gotenks, Physical Kid Buu, like... Yeah, this 18 is really good. She's really good.